Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Daily Racing Forum YouTube. I'm Gino Buccola alongside Mike Beer, producers Bobby and Vinny helping us out as we get you ready for some graded stakes action this weekend out at Monmouth Park. Let's take a look at the field for the Grade 3 Philip H. Iselin. And I will say, Mike, this is a pretty solid group. It's just a field of six, but if you told me any one of four of these six won it, it really wouldn't shock me. I think with East Avenue and Bishop's Bay, they were 1-2 in the Salvatore Mile. And then you've got Chunk of Gold and Stars of Stripes. I don't think any one of those four would really shock me in a spot like this.
I agree. Yeah, it's a pretty competitive race here. I think the pace is something you have to reckon with here because a lot of these horses I feel like want to be forward in their races. So we'll see if that affects anybody. But yeah, I mean, East Avenue and Bishop's Bay, I mean, they've just got a bunch of races that make them really tough in here. And they just really threw it down over this track last time.
And we'll start with East Avenue as we meet the field and take a look at the Timeform US pace projector. I was so impressed with his race last time out because, for the most part, the bulk of his career, we've kind of known him as a front runner. Early on in his career, especially, he was kind of like a need the lead speed horse. He's a Grade 1 winner. He won the Breeders' Futurity a couple years ago, back as a 2-year-old, and then he ran in the Kentucky Derby. He was the runner up in the Bluegrass before that. But in the Salvatore Mile, I think we have a replay of this one. He was last early in this field, and he was about 4 wide going into the first turn. He was wide all the way around in a race where Bishop's Bay got the most perfect trip ever, sitting second. I mean, he had no business to run Bishop's Bay down in this race, Mike, but he did, and he gets the nose down late here.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I mean, when I was watching the race unfold too, I was just like, man, Bishop's Bay is going to get stuck dueling this pace here, and it's going to cost him. And then I look back on it to see where East Avenue is, and he's 4 or 5 wide all the way around the track at the back. He makes a big run. I also feel like one of the takeaways from that race for me too is in Bishop's Bay. To me, we're going to get to him in a minute. He's a really good horse. I feel like he wants a mile. I think anything beyond a mile really
Yep.
pushes it for him. East Avenue obviously can get at least this far. So we'll see. Listen, East Avenue, he ran great last time, and he can get a different trip here. I mean, the pace projector has him up there contesting it. We're used to seeing him run that way, but he showed last time he can sit a little bit.
And we moved to Chunk of Gold, and he's a graded stakes winner. He won the West Virginia Derby back in 2025. This is just a really cool horse. I mean, the only time he hasn't hit the board was in the Kentucky Derby. Everything else, he's basically fired. And then you look at his last couple races, the end of 2025, he's a really good third in the Clark behind Magnitude and Hit Show. Then he's off from November to June. He shows back up in June, and he runs just like a horse that needs the race a little bit. And I'm sure he's going to take a big step forward off of that. I'd have no problem with anyone liking Chunk of Gold in this spot.
Me either. Yeah, I suspect he's going to run better here in his second start off the layoff. It's pretty easy to view that last one as a prep race to get him ready here. Now they step him into just a manageable Grade 3 kind of racer. I think he fits really well in a race like this. And as you pointed out, man, his 3-year-old form is really, really good. And he's, a horse who's eligible to build on it here.
Sergeant Caps just kind of feels like he's a bit overmatched in here. He was well defeated. He was 82-1 when he was in the Monmouth Cup behind Knightsbridge and Skippy Longstocking there. Even in the races prior to that against First Level Allowance Company at Penn and at Aqueduct, he was a little bit overmatched.
Yeah, they tried the stakes race with him last. I mean, obviously, this one's not. I mean, Knightsbridge ran a 122 winning that race. Nobody's going to go that fast in here, but he still looks like he's in over his head.
We moved to Stars and Stripes. He won the Grade 3 Ben Ally back in April, and at that point, he was in really nice form. He had put together 3 races in a row. Then in the Suburban on the 4th of July, it just really wasn't a trip that set up for him. There was nobody that really pushed Phileas Fogg. Phileas Fogg kind of ran off the screen and crushed that group. Stars and Stripes, I think it wasn't like he ran well, but the race may be a little bit better than it looks on paper. He was kind of wide. He moved up into contention and then faded. He kind of ran in spots. So he might be able to offer you a little more value if he shows up in here coming off of that disappointing race. Maybe he is like the 4th choice in here behind the other 3 horses, and he could be bettable for a bounce back performance.
I think that's all very valid. I mean, he's a horse too. I think you can project some improvement for him too, as a 4-year-old with only 8 races behind him. I mean, he's a horse to me. When I watch him run, I just feel like he wants more distance. Like I'm not surprised
Absolutely.
that Mott sort of kept him going longer. He actually has him entered in the mile and 3/4 race at Saratoga on Friday. So I don't know if they're going to run there or going to run here, but I like him better in this spot. Actually, it might be a little short for him, but I think he fits really well in this field.
Bishop's Bay is next up. I mean, he's earned 2.5 million in his career. He'd be a great horse to own. He's, 9-time winner with 5 seconds and 16 career starts. He rarely doesn't fire. It's funny to almost say a horse like this is disappointing because
Mhm.
he runs so well all the time that you just sort of want him to win grade ones and you want
Yeah.
him to be a little bit better than he is. But he has just been really, really good. Every time they put him in a spot, he basically fires. And I completely agree with you. Once you get beyond the mile, you can just see him start to really
Yeah.
gasp for air and like it just gets a little too far for him. So this is probably perfect. He doesn't need the lead, but he can sit close. He can finish when he has to. And I think he'll be, right on the wire again in a spot like this.
Yeah, just expect that from him. He's just a really cool horse. He shows up every single time. He's not quite grade one quality, but he's close, man. He's a really good horse. I like him at a mile, and I probably like him even more in a one-turn mile than any of these two-turn races. But he's just a really good horse, a good measuring stick for everybody else in here, and he's very tactical too. So he's going to get the right trip.
Rounding out the field is Lafrost, and it's a lightly raced horse. Positive, coming off of a win, and that win was the first time going long. So maybe that's just what this horse wanted to do all along, and he took a nice step forward when they were able to go 2 turns with him. The issue I have is he's still going to have to improve a little bit off of that race. Like even that being his career best going long, this is another sizable step up in here where you do have like 3 or 4 pretty viable contenders in this race. Like if it was a smaller field where there was just 1 or 2 of these horses, I could maybe give him a long shot chance, but he's going to really need to be on his A game to beat all of these horses in here.
Yeah, I had the same exact take on him here. He ran fine last time stretching out, but it's hard to look at him in here and feel like he's going to improve enough to beat East Avenue and Chunk of Gold and Bishop's Bay and Stars and Stripes. I just can't see him doing that.
Yeah, as we round out the field here and we move to selection, it's kind of a fun renewal of the Philip H. Iselin, especially if it stays intact with all 6 in there. I'm going to look for a little bit of value with Stars and Stripes on the bounce back. And I think you're probably going to get a little value with Chunk of Gold as well, who's going to go second start back. I wouldn't be shocked to see Bishop's Bay take a lot of money and East Avenue off of the big buyer and the win last time out in that local prep.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how they bet this race. I'm not really sure where the money's going to go, but it feels like maybe Chunk of Gold could be the third choice in here. I don't know. I feel like I expect him to take a step forward here, and it doesn't have to be that big a one, I don't think, based on the field he's landing here. If he takes a step forward off of what he was doing at 3, he can win here.
Yeah, some sharp graded stakes horses in this field that are like a couple low grade 1, but are really solid in that grade 2, grade 3 level here. Mike's going to go with Chunk of Gold, 2154 for Mike. For me, 4152, same 4, just in a slightly different order. We'd always love to hear from you. So make sure to drop a comment in the comment section below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, let us know how you're playing this race on Saturday. Best of luck.